Okay. Show me.
Yo, welcome back to the DutchRC channel, and it's building time. Maybe you saw my unboxing of the AT-6 Texan by HobbyKing. Maybe you haven't, but anyway, I'm gonna be building this plane now. And like I said in the unboxing, there's gonna be a few modifications to the standard build. And I'll start with one right away. These are the three wing sections, as you can see, and here is one of the wing joiners and wood, as you can see, and they will slot into the center wing to about here, and the other one as well to about here. Now that leaves a gap in between, right here in the center section of the wing. That might not have been a real problem, but it gets worse. As you can also see, there's a slot over here for the speaker, which weakens the center section of the wing. So that doesn't help. But it gets worse still. There are also two wheel wells in the center section, which weaken this center section. So we're gonna remedy that by putting in two carbon fiber tubes, one over here and one over here, and I'll cut out a groove for those, and then I'll probably hot glue them in. I could of course epoxy them in, but hot glue has a bit of give, it has a bit of flexibility, and it will hold them in, the carbon tubes hold them in securely enough. So, well, that's what I'll do first. I'll cut up two grooves for those. I'll do that off camera. Hold on. So, there we go. We now have two carbon fiber spars in our center section, and that'll stiffen things up dramatically. Now the funny thing is, when I cut this slot out, I found an extra carbon spar that probably runs from here to here, but it was a lot thinner than the one I use here. So, but just some extra reinforcement. Done. And next thing I'll do is I'll glue in these joiners, wing spars, and I'll glue them into the center section. Is that wise? Yeah. No need to ever take those out again. So I'll just glue them in with some contact adhesive. Okay, and while we wait for that glue to fully set, we'll continue with the tail section. There is our fuselage, a horizontal stabilizer and a vertical stabilizer. Now, I've already done some work here. These are going to be glued down. Actually, let me check the manual for that, because I'm Not 100% sure if that... Yeah, glue. Okay, the manual says use the supplied epoxy glue. Supplied glue, I never really trust supplied glue, so I won't. I'll be using contact adhesive for the tail as well. And I've already sanded down all the contact surfaces. I've sandpapered all the paint off of it. You really should. If you wouldn't do that, you'd be just gluing onto the paint. So the only adhesion you achieve is the adhesion of the paint on the foam. That's not very secure. So always sand off your paint on the surfaces you're gonna glue on. Alright, next, put some glue on your surfaces. Let's check. Yep, the entire surface. Alright, here we go. Now with contact adhesive, you don't want to use huge amounts of it. Not, as they would say, a liberal amount. Alright, that should be enough. So, of course, make sure to line up everything correctly. And this is a good time to check if your horizontal stabilizer is actually mounted horizontally. There we go. You could actually make sure that it stays in correctly with some wooden dowels or something. Not really very needed. Okay. Yeah, a plane stand would have been handy at this moment. Oh well. Okay, vertical stabilizer time. Okay. I might have mentioned this beforehand, but I have already dry fitted everything before I glued everything down. Okay, that was relatively easy, wasn't it? We've got a tail on our plane. Okay, next thing we'll do is join up the 3 wing halves, and that might be a good time to test our electronics. So I'll hook up a receiver, a battery to everything, and then I'll get back to you. Hold on. I might have mentioned this beforehand, but I have already dry fitted everything before I glued everything down. Okay, that was relatively easy, wasn't it? We've got a tail on our plane. Okay, next thing we'll do is join up the 3 wing halves, and that might be a good time to test our electronics. So I'll hook up a receiver and a battery to everything, and then I'll get back to you. Hold on. Alright, as you can see, the wings are attached to the center section, and that was not really an easy thing to do. It wasn't complicated, but the wing joiner or wing spar, the fit into the wing is very tight. So, well, blood, sweat and tears and some foul language later, they're all attached. Now, the connectors, as you can imagine, the flaps and ailerons and the lights have connectors that connect to the center section. They are all clearly labeled, as every servo lead in this plane is clearly labeled, so everyone can figure that out. I won't show you that, but well, as you can see, here is a receiver as well, and I have programmed a new model into my transmitter. So let's see if everything seems to do what it's supposed to do. Beep, 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 beep. That sounds good. Okay, I need to reverse my flaps, and the ailerons work the right way around. And as you can probably tell, the lights all work. And elevator. Yep, elevator works. Rudder. Okay, needs to be reversed, but it works. So let me just reverse it right away. Rudder, rudder, rudder. There. Left, right, yep, cool. And motor, let's check if it at least spins up. Quite a bit of torque. Okay, and that's all fine and dandy. Cool stuff. And as you might have noticed, I have not installed the sound system yet. I'll first figure out where I'll put the receiver and how to tidy up the wire mesh, and then I'll put in the receiver. Well, really that's it for the build. I'll put a separate video on the sound system on YouTube. And well, if you have any questions about the build of this plane, please post them up in the comment section of YouTube. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask, and hope to see you back in the maiden flight video. Bye bye.